Well, lucky me, they invited me to Guatemala and they said, so what are you interested in then? What do you want to do while you're here? And I said, well, I'm quite interested in archery. So they said, we can arrange something. And so they have. And here I am with some archers, but not just any archers. Oh no, they haven't just found a couple of hobbyists who like a bit of a twang. No, we have here two Olympic competitors. We have Diego Castro and Thomas Flossbach. And they are part of the Guatemalan archery team, and I'm going to be having a go at shooting with them. But first we should talk, I think, about the standard Olympic bow that you use in competitions.
Well, perfect. The recurve bow consists primarily of two parts. Firstly, it's the riser and the limbs. This is where you hold, and this is where the strength is of the bow. Next, we have the string, which pulls everything together. There's the sight, the pin.
With very sophisticated equipment for adjusting it there, very precise looking.
Yeah. And the stabilization system.
Right.
Yeah, well, when you shoot, you pull the bow back and you align the string with the sight and shoot.
And release. That's it.
Okay, well, you make it sound very easy.
Yeah,
so
that's
yes,
the easy part.
Okay. I've known these as anti-torque weights, so these are quite heavy, and they've got a flexible bit at the end which absorbs vibration.
Yeah,
and that's an extra bit of weight at the end for that. So I take it that the riser in the centre doesn't actually bend much. That's the stiff bit, and almost all the bending is done with the limbs at the end.
Yeah, definitely. All the strength is on the limbs, and well, that's it. And I hold it.
Absolutely. So
quite heavy.
Oh, yeah, it's heavier than I thought, yes. Oh, yeah, actually. Just holding that for some significant amount of time is going to be a fair bit of a challenge. So this is about, did you say 47 pounds?
Yeah, approximately that's what the bows have.
Well, my longbow is 45, so I shouldn't have any trouble pulling it. And so when you go to competition, you take your own bow, do you?
Yeah, definitely. Each archer has either one or two bows, depending on how much support he's got from a brand or its Olympic committee. And yes, everyone has its own bow and they compete with it.
There are some Olympic competitors who only take one bow.
Yeah, well, those cases happen,
right?
But you usually take two, especially on that competition level, because if it's on a qualification round, if you have a malfunction on your bow, something breaks, you get like 20-30 minutes to repair it. But if it's on team round or individual round, if your bow breaks, you're screwed. You practically have to take the second bow and shoot with it. If you don't have it, you can't compete.
Right, so always have a backup bow, everyone. I'm very surprised that some at the Olympic level carry just the one bow. Right, so what are the distances that we shoot over in the Olympics?
Well, on the Olympics we shoot 70 meters. The goal is over there. It's like the diameter is 12 centimeters.
The goal, that's the yellow circle in the middle, right?
Yeah, so that's the goal. So that's 70 meters for the recurve. We shoot 72 arrows, and as close as at the middle, you score more points.
Well, yes.
So that's that's the goal. And we have the qualification round. Then the elimination round. It's 3 arrows per archer, and it's like a match. So if you win the match, you have 2 points. If we tie the match, we have 1 point.
Okay.
And obviously, if we lose, you don't have points.
It's quite similar to tennis in that way.
All right.
So the first archer who got 6 points in the match win the match and pass to the other.
All right. So it can be quite quick then if you don't do very well at the start.
Yeah, actually yes.
It's a long way to go to.
You can be out in quite a few shots.
Yeah, in 2 rounds, you probably, if you are not shooting too good in 2 rounds, you're out.
Yikes! So you've got just the one distance and just the one kind of bow in the Olympics.
Yes.
And is it an individual thing or a team sport or?
Well, we have first of all the qualification round, which works for positioning the individual and the team rounds. The team rounds consist of 3 archers, either 3 female or 3 male, of the same type of bow.
Right.
In this case, in the Olympics, it's just a recurve. But in other competitions, also competes the compound, which is a bit different. But we're not gonna go much into that. And also, there's a mixed team. It's always one male and one female of the same country, the same boat type, and they shoot as a team against, well, obviously another mixed team from a different country.
Right. So there are, in effect, just 3 events then in archery now.
Qualification, which usually doesn't get a medal. Individual round, team round, and mixed team round.
And you're in training for the Pan American. That's what I meant to say. Games. Yep. You were telling me, which are next year sometime.
Yeah, next year in August, I think so.
Yes, in Lima, they're gonna be
in Peru.
Right. And after that, the Olympics.
Yeah, that's the main goal.
Actually, in the Pan American, there's one spot for the Olympics. The gold medal match. The gold medal winner is
automatic qualifier.
Qualified to the Olympics. Yeah.
In case you're curious, the Guatemalan team made it to the quarter-finals in the Lima 2019 Pan American Games, but were then knocked out by the USA. In the individual competition, both Diego and Thomas made it to the last 16 before being knocked out, and Thomas's mixed team made it to the last 8. Well done, lads.
Well, best of luck with all that then.
Thank you.
Okay, so shall we have a twang? Shall we shoot?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
I suppose this would be a good day to do it for the first time, but I've pretty much never hit myself there using a bow. But we don't want blood spurting all over the Olympic equipment, so this is probably wise precaution.
It would be viral.
He is trying so hard to get me injured for a viral video.
Oh, really?
My fingers are too big. Oh, I can't be. Oh, it is adjustable, but this is adjusted for you, yes? So
Yeah,
maybe you don't want to touch it.
You can do that. That adjusts quite easily.
Okay.
Big hand you have there.
I've got quite normal in proportion hands. I say.
For what?
To the size, maybe?
Well, obviously I'm not totally in proportion. I mean, if I were totally in proportion, I'd be 8'6".
Talking of proportions, look how much thicker Thomas's fingers are on his right hand.
So we have a little adjuster here. We have the straps around those 3 fingers, and we have a little plate which we touch up to the underside of the chin so that we can feel that we've got exactly the same height of
Another
hold.
thing that you can just see, the arrow is almost the same, but here in the back there's 2 things different.
Ah, this one's spiraled.
Yeah. There's one we use is this penguin. It's used for more accuracy.
All right.
And here, this one is for a compound.
All right.
I used it for training because it's like more lifetime. It's
More durable.
Lasts longer.
Yeah.
Is it either side of the line like that?
Yeah,
Is it?
that one. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So presumably you do that.
No, you have to put it in
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
Like that?
No, in the middle. Like
You stand on
Okay. All right.
So then you have to you will that's the way. So then you have to put one finger up and to
on top,
and
with the fingers below it.
Okay.
okay. So before then I will put the arrow.
He's positioned. Actually, you don't have a cock feather here, and usually there's one feather a different colour, but
Yeah, well actually it's
just use your eyes.
Yeah.
it's for it doesn't matter. The color.
Okay, so
you can put your
okay,
and then just
give it a go.
yeah. ¿Lo pusiste muy lejos, no?
Low,
Yeah.
but straight.
Yeah. Well, you hit the target. That's that's important.
You already made aim?
Did you aim?
You aim?
Yeah, I was looking at that. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Perfect.
Okay, it's just what we call technically a not very good shot.
We're getting there.
No estaba muy cerca de los muchachos.
It says after 1 arrow.
No,
No.
seguro.
Well, I'll aim at the middle again and see what happens.
Just aim for
First
the
of all,
middle.
you gotta stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, pretty good.
No, better than the first one.
Getting closer, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, I could do it perhaps. I don't know.
Okay.
And try it. Okay.
So the cock feather is that one. So that goes over that and under that.
Yeah, over there.
That's the clicker. Usually,
You can
Like that? No.
No, you can put the arrow and then.
Oh, I've knocked it up. Yes.
the clicker works for you to always pull the same distance. But
I wasn't using that.
Than us, so our arrows are probably a bit short for you.
Okay.
That's why the clicker isn't really working.
So it went click and I just carried on, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit short for you. You see?
Well, the trend is good.
And how are you there?
How do you feel it?
How are you feeling the pounds?
It's actually, it's not so much the poundage, it's the weight of the whole bow that I'm having more trouble with.
That's quite
My bow is a lot physically lighter than this. It's just a stick and a piece of string.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. No. I thought I would shoot quicker because sometimes that can help, because if you hold it for too long you get the shakes, but obviously aiming does help.
Yeah. Aiming is a big part with Olympic archery.
Right, you know all the technical stuff. Anyway, I'm told that you have a great honour amongst the team, which is to carry your nation's banner into the opening ceremony.
Well, the opening ceremony, that was for the Central American Caribbean Games, which were 2 months ago. They made a committee and, well, they chose me as a flag bearer.
Right.
And practically what that means is that in the opening ceremony of the games, where every team parades all of its athletes, I got to go first with a flag and, well...
Right. So you marched ahead of your column and said, "Look out, world, behind me is the Guatemalan team. These are athletes, all the elite, and so just watch yourselves."
Yeah, practically much.
Okay, right. And did you keep a very serious face? Did you? Was it like this, carrying the banner?
Well, kind of much like thinking,
Don't drop the banner. Don't drop the banner. Don't drop the banner.
Firstly that, and second...
I have no cock feather here.
I'd like to take a picture.
Yeah,
There's no cock feather.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's...
Aha, okay.
He hasn't taken care of his equipment lately.
You did not maintain your weapon. Yeah, doing it quickly isn't working. Okay.
Take your time. Aim in the middle.
Aim in the middle. You have all the best tips. Yep, there we go.
You know, it was an English trainer who told us the secret for being the best archer.
Right.
Shoot more tens.
Easy.
Wow, he was worth his money getting him over, wasn't he? Well, there's a guy. Oh, he's behind a net, so that's all right.
Yeah.
That isn't a gap, is it, between the net and the next pit?
Well, they're working there, but...
Okay, but you trust me to... I suppose, actually, it wouldn't reach them, would it? It would hit the ground before it reached them.
It would, yeah. Yeah, you see?
Whoa, is that smack in the middle?
That very definitely is.
Okay, that's an arrow splitter. Well, we were using that one. Okay, so how do I put this down? I give it to you.
Yeah.
Right in the spot.
Let's go check it out.
All right.
Right in the spot.
Okay. Holy cow! That is actually the bull of the bull. Okay, so I got 4 golds with my my first 4, 5, 6, 7 arrows.
Yeah.
This one was your first shot.
Yes.
I moved your sight, and afterwards you got in the...
Okay, so the sights were to blame probably for the height thing.
Yeah.
These are all pretty much of a height, and that's just a bad shot.
That was your fast one, wasn't it?
That was the fastest,
You
yeah.
already shot the 3 arrows. I mean 6 arrows. So
Right.
You, for example, it will be your first round, right? So it was 10, it's 20, 29, 38, and then this 42, 48. So your score was 48.
48, but not...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I have a much shorter distance. what distance? This is all of like 15 yards.
Yeah, 15 meters.
instead of 70.
Yeah,
So
this is actually the target we use on 70 meters.
Yeah, this is the
On
target.
this distance, you'd probably use a quite smaller one.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
You've been generous to me twice.
For this distance, we use this one.
Okay, and that's what it's supposed to look like. You see, almost everything in the gold. All right. So what is a typical score then at 70 meters for an Olympic
Well,
archer?
for us, we usually have a an average for us is like 55 points out of 60.
And are Olympic scores getting higher and higher as the years go by?
Definitely.
So at some point they're going to have to make the target smaller again, presumably.
We talked about how the desires of television companies have changed Olympic archery.
Some tournaments was 2 days.
Right.
One day for 90 and 70 meters, second day for 50 and 30 meters. It was too long.
Right.
So they decided to change the format for double 70 meters.
Right.
It's like a little bit quicker.
Well, it must have worked because in Britain there was a huge boost to archery clubs up and down the land after the 2012 London Olympics. Loads of people flocked to their local archery
well, definitely.
club.
Being them the host country, and well, you have quite the history with Robin Hood and all those.
Absolutely. Have you? Has either of you ever split an arrow?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, really?
It happens.
Yeah.
All right.
I have some if you want to see it.
Okay.
The big difference here is that you're not, when you break an arrow, you're not that happy because usually there's the one which you hit, which definitely broke.
Deflects you out.
Yeah, and the one which hit the first one, they usually breaks two, as well.
It doesn't score.
Well, you end up with 2 broken arrows.
Oh, I see. Just expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me have a go. Diego
Nice to meet you.
and Thomas. Olympic athletes.
Now, there's something I didn't tell you. I had food poisoning from the night before and had had very little sleep, and this is me just before we started shooting, shivering in my jacket despite it being a warm sunny day. Brace yourself, this isn't pretty, and although I've spared you the worst of it, you may curse radio mics.
Sorry, I had to cut it short because I can feel another. Oh, hell, it leaks. Sorry.
That's me. You're just mean.
Good couple of pints, I'd say.
That's just mean.
Oh, at least I didn't do it in the van on the way over here.
I'm very glad of that.
Thomas then showed me how to do it properly. Steady as a rock. And note that he walked his arrows in a consistent, neat, straight line onto the bullseye. Diego then got there in 2.
Oh, look at that, Thomas, in 2. Okay, now professional athlete against fully qualified YouTuber. Now, to give him a chance against me, I've decided to let him use his bow without all these distracting sights at the front. Right, so Diego.
Good luck.
Right, come on, with these yellow fletched arrows, I'm surely my victory is assured. Okay, and oh, I notice yours are even twisty, which will presumably be another disadvantage for you. Right, okay, oh, no, my cameraman's getting into the danger area. Are you not happy there now? Okay, right. Okay, well, it's
quite a low 4.
well, you know, it's important to distract the opposition. It's psychological. That's what I'm going for here. Yes, yes.
And Diego starting his side with a high 9.
Oh yes, very. Whew, you were lucky there, just in the 9. Okay. Oh God, this bow is really heavy, and rubbish.
Well, getting closer with a low 7.
Yeah.
And that will be next.
Next.
Quite on the bullseye.
Oh, you just had to, didn't you? You just had to do one of those. Please. Okay, that one put the GoPro in more danger than we were planning, to be honest. But the important thing is I missed
That would be a
the
3.
GoPro. That would be a 3, yes, if we were using the normal rules.
Yeah.
But obviously with the inverse scoring, that one's an 8.
That's
Oh,
That
missed,
was an 8.
missed the goal again.
Diego shot
Oh,
27.
dear.
And you shot, I'd say, a 14.
pretty close, but well done, well done.
Of course, what really matters is grouping. And yes, all right, he won because he's way better than I am, obviously. Watching them shoot at longer distances was quite humbling.
So now a double dose of Solpadeine painkillers. Oh, crikey, I have a headache and a half.
Are you tired?
I'm absolutely exhausted. Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yes, and I had a short night and spent a lot of time getting up, going to the loo, and then going back to bed again, and then getting up and going to the loo again. New horizons in danger now. I'm with Thomas, and in order to show how much trust I have in his abilities, I thought we'd do the old William Tell trick, only a tropical version of it, because we don't have any apples here. Who comes to Guatemala and use apples? So we're going to use a lemon. It's a simple enough technique. All I have to do is sit in front of it and let him shoot it off my head. The expression of trust, I think, is reasonable. I mean, he's ever so good. He's an Olympic chap. Is that nice and central? Oh, I can use the viewfinder here. That's reasonably central. Okay, so when you're ready. Did he get it? Did he get it? I'm not doing it twice.
Yeah, you got that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, bit of lemon juice down the back of my neck. Lovely. Okay. So thank you for not missing.
Thoughts, Lloyd?
Pardon? Sorry, what?
Thoughts?
Don't do this, kids. No, do this, kids. I mean, the main thing I was risking really was my hat. He was always going to miss my head because, this man knows what he's doing. He's an Olympic thingy-me-bob, you know.